Despite sounding complicated, the basic concept behind a dual-clutch transmission is actually very clever. Instead of using one clutch, the system uses two, but those two clutches are doing something very specific. Inside the transmission, the gears are divided into two groups. One clutch controls the odd-numbered gears, the other clutch controls the even-numbered gears. Now imagine you're accelerating in first gear. While you're still driving in first gear, the transmission has already prepared second gear in the background. Second gear is ready, it's just waiting. So the moment the car decides to shift, one clutch disengages while the other engages. The change happens extremely quickly, often in just a few milliseconds. Because the next gear was already prepared, the engine continues delivering power with almost no interruption. That's why DCT cars can feel incredibly quick during acceleration. This technology became especially popular in performance cars. When you're trying to accelerate as quickly as possible, even a small delay between gear shifts can slow the car down. Traditional manual shifts may take half a second. A dual-clutch transmission can shift in a tiny fraction of that time. That difference might sound small, but it makes a big impact on performance. The faster the gearbox shifts, the faster the car can continue accelerating. This is why many sports cars use dual-clutch gearboxes. Drivers get extremely fast gear changes, along with the ability to manually control shifts using paddle shifters. On an open road or during aggressive driving, a DCT can feel incredibly responsive. But this is where things start to get interesting, because what works perfectly during fast driving doesn't always feel great during slow driving. A dual-clutch transmission still uses actual clutches, similar to those found in a manual car. The difference is that computers control them instead of the driver. When the car starts moving from a stop, the clutch has to engage gradually, just like when a human driver slowly releases the clutch pedal in a manual vehicle. In stop-and-go traffic, this process happens repeatedly. The clutches engage, disengage, and engage again. Sometimes the computer struggles to make this process perfectly smooth. That's why some drivers notice small jerks at low speeds, or a slight hesitation before the car begins moving. It can feel like the transmission is thinking about what it wants to do next. In most cases, nothing is actually wrong. It's simply the way a dual-clutch system operates. Another issue people sometimes notice with DCT transmissions is heat. Clutches rely on friction to work, and friction always produces heat. In heavy traffic where the car constantly stops and starts, the clutches may partially engage many times in a short period. This repeated engagement can cause heat to build up inside the transmission. Some cars even display warnings telling the driver to allow the transmission to cool down. There are two main types of DCT systems: dry clutch systems and wet clutch systems.